You have your coffee. It is Wednesday, April 24th, and I want to make sure that we are live, hopefully both on Facebook and on YouTube. Because yes, I am determined to make this work. So if you're watching me on Facebook, please leave a quick comment that you can hear and see me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do the same and leave a quick comment to let me know that you can hear and see me. I actually will quickly connect to my software that should tell me whether we are connected and live, and it looks good. Everything says right now it is sending data, so we're good to go, and we're ready. Awesome. So welcome. Today is Wednesday, April 24th, and here in Austin it is storming. It is unbelievable. So much rain came down in the past hour. I'm looking right next to the camera because this is where my window is, and I'm looking out, and boy, I hope that the lake doesn't rise as quickly as it did last year. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that last November I had a little scare. I live right on the lake, and the lake came up until 2 feet close to my house, so I had to evacuate and hope that this time it stays dry, but it was a thunderstorm. It was pitch dark. I thought the world would end. Anyhow, today we are going to talk about what's happening in the markets after we made new record highs yesterday. What is happening today? Did we see the follow through, or did the markets take a breather? We're going to talk about the stocks that I'm personally trading right now. I also want to talk to you about the 5 things that poor people do that rich people don't, and the 4 stages of a trader. So as you can see, we have a full program here today, and I'm glad that you're joining us here today. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Markus Heitkoetter, and I show people how to generate an income by trading stocks and options, but not how you might think. Because you see, people come to me and tell me they want to make enough money with trading so that they can quit their job and spend more time with their families and travel a lot like I do. And they tell me that even though they've already saved some money, they say they don't get enough returns to be able to quit their jobs anytime soon. And that makes them feel stuck and frustrated. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, you are not alone. Lots of people go through this, and here's what I tell them. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And trading can be simple, and I'll prove it to you. So let's talk about what has been happening here in the markets. Let's switch over to the Dow Jones. There we go. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Oh, let me see. There we go, so that you can see me. So as you can see, today the Dow opened here, then went a little bit higher, lower, and overall we closed slightly lower. So the Dow Jones down 59 points, the S&P down 6 points, NASDAQ down 26 points. So as you can see, in all markets, pretty much the same. So what's happening here? Let's take a look at the daily chart. Yesterday, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ made new all-time highs. Okay, pop the champagne, right? But today the markets are taking a breather. So let's see if the markets can sustain this rally and if we will make new record highs. And if so, good. If not, no worries, because when trading, you can bet on a rising market as easily as on a falling market. So what are the stocks that were in the news today that moved the markets? One of the stocks was AT&T. AT&T today down 4%. So what did we see here overall over the past, I want to say year, let's go back a year. AT&T has lost significantly. I mean, from a high of 40, went all the way down to 30, and then bounced slightly back to 32, right now at 30. The indicators are now clearly telling us that it is a time to probably be on the short side, that it is more likely for AT&T to go down than it is to go up. And let me just bring up the arrow here. And that's where we see here today, closed at $30.77. Another stock that was in the news today, again, Netflix. So Netflix, also, if you look at Netflix here over the past year, you see that Netflix made a high and everybody was excited and said, no, Netflix, they are the greatest company ever. And then a few weeks ago, we had the news that Apple is now provide a streaming service, that also Disney is provide a streaming service. And this is where right now they're down almost 2% here. And as you can see, the key question is here, can Netflix add 15 million subscribers in the next 6 months? Now, you know my take on this. I like to trade what I see, not what I think. When we look at the indicators here, even though Netflix today had a slight retracement, as you can see, it is still nicely pointing up. So the RSI is above 50, stochastics is above 50, and the RSI, if you see the little purple line here, is above the orange line as well. So it seems that it is more likely for Netflix to go up than to go down. But you know me, I like to stay away from mainstream stocks because this is one of the challenges that you have with mainstream stocks. They are in the news all the time, right? So especially Netflix recently has been in the news. My motto, and this is what has served me well over the years, is trade what you see, not what you think. All right, so let's take a look at the stocks that I personally own right now. So the first stock, and we have been talking about this, let me switch over here. The first stock, SLCA. Now SLCA was a stock where I was able to take some profits, moved my stop loss a little bit closer so that I couldn't lose anymore, and today I got out of SLCA. So the good news is when you take profits while they are there, and this is what I did with a conservative exit here. So I took half of the position off as SLCA was moving higher, and there we go. And right now we got out of SLCA, but hey, still making money, so that's good. No, wait. I am confusing something because I traded SLCA a few weeks ago. So here I got in a few days ago. So today just stopped out. And hey, this is what happens, right? I mean, you have some winning trades, you have some losing trades. And as you can see here, the important thing is that you keep your losses smaller than your profits. See, I went in at 1780. The stop loss was right here. I have to look up where I got out, but you see a small stop loss, but then trying to go for much more in profit. So, but SLCA today, one of the stocks where I got stopped out. Can't win them all, right? Now, RYAM is another stock that I'm still in, and this is actually by accident that I'm still in RYAM. So my daily routine looks like this, that let me just go back here to the full screen, that I like to exit my stocks in the morning when the markets are open. This is just my personal routine. You can do it differently, so whatever your personal routine is. But since I do not have a job and I usually watch the open in the morning for 10 to 15 minutes, that's what I do where I exit. Now, yesterday, when I should have exited RYAM, I was busy with my son Julius, who turned 16 and now wanted to get his driver's license. So we got up early, went to the DMV, and that's a completely different story. If you want to hear about this, you'll find more on my personal podcast on what happened yesterday. Anyhow, by the time I was back yesterday afternoon, RYAM, let me just show you what happened here with RYAM. RYAM was nicely in the green and actually gave me a new entry signal. So this is why I thought, why would I exit and then enter immediately? So that's the reason why I decided to stay into RYAM. Today, a little bit down, but as you can see, all three indicators still nicely pointing up. So we should be good here and hopefully have a follow through. Now today I wanted to enter 3 new positions and I got filled in 2 of them. And by the way, if you would like to know how I determine the stocks that I would like to enter, I have a video for you that shows you exactly how I do this. It's at a website called mytradingroutine.com. It's a 35-minute video that shows you exactly how I personally decide which stocks I want to buy, when to enter, where to place my stop loss, and when to take profit. So if you're interested in this, please go to mytradingroutine.com, and if somebody could please type it in the comments I would really appreciate it because this is one of the things that I realized when I'm trying to type a comment in here, it doesn't go well. So instead, I want to show you the software that I like to use, PowerX Optimizer. So as you know, this is the software, and the three stocks that came up today that I personally liked was VSTO, and VSTO I actually did get a fill. So VSTO is a stock where I'm playing it to the upside. As you can see, I entered at $8.82. Right now we're down 4 cents, no big deal at all, right? So, and again, a small stop loss here and a larger profit target. The stop loss at 8.44, so I only give it 40 cents here, small stop loss, and my projection here is that it goes up to $11.46. So that's what I'm looking for in SLCA. Another one that I liked was PPBI. So PPBI, Pacific Premier Bancorp, doesn't really matter. Who cares what they're doing, right? Don't know, don't care. Looked good on the chart, had nice uptrends and downtrends, and right now tried to enter to the upside, didn't get filled today. But another one, and this is a good old friend, right? Boot Barn Holdings, traded it twice to the upside, and I believe both worked well. I would have to look it up. Right now, I got a sell signal, so trading it to the downside. And here is the rule for me. If I liked trading it to the upside, why wouldn't I trade it to the downside? And here is why. The three things that I'm looking for when looking at a stock is I want to see that it has nice trends, and I do see nice trends here in Boot Barn. Second, I want to see that there's no major gaps happening all the time. And the third, I want to see that the numbers are looking good. And they do look good. I mean, if I had traded Boot Barn in the last year, according to the rules of the PowerX strategy, I would have made 94.2%. So, of course, this is another stock that I traded today. And again, here I'm betting on a falling market. So my stop loss is at $30.86. So I got in here at $28.93. Stop loss is above the market because this is how I would lose money if it goes up, and I'm betting on a falling market. I actually have a very ambitious profit target of $16.18. Anyhow, so now you know what I do here, how I do it, and I'm using PowerX Analyzer to find my stocks, calculate my entries and my exit. And if you're interested in learning more on how exactly I do it, go to mytradingroutine.com. It's a website that I set up for you. And if you would like to see a demo of the software, you can schedule it on the side. Let me just show it to you, mytradingroutine.com. So at the bottom of the page, you see a quick schedule a demo, where you can schedule a demo, and then Rachel or Paul will get in touch with you and show you what the software can do. All right, so let's switch back to the big screen. I hope that you're enjoying this show thus far, and if you do, please type in a comment and let me know if this is helpful thus far. And after you type in a comment, please click like, whether you're on YouTube, hit the little like button. On Facebook, that's the cool thing. On Facebook, you can hit it multiple times. And on Facebook, you can even have the little hearts if you are loving it. Anyhow, always interested in your feedback, so let me know if you find this helpful. Now, in a moment, we're going to talk about the 4 stages of a trader, but first, let's talk about this right here. You see, there are 5 things that poor people do that rich people don't do, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So what are the 5 things that poor people do that rich people don't? The difference between poor and rich people, what I have observed over the years. Number 1, I noticed poor people watch TV, rich people read books to learn. I mean, not only necessarily reading books, but also watching videos like this one that you're watching right now. Poor people think they know it all. I mean, even I know some people who are struggling and say, you know what, I have a college degree. I know it all. Rich people, on the other hand, know that there's always more to learn. This is why rich people do not sit mindlessly in front of the TV watching, I don't know, the talking heads or the bad news that you see, right? You know how it is on TV. When there's blood, it sells, right? There needs to be blood running in the streets. I don't like all this negativity. What I like to do, I'm reading at least 1 hour per day, and I'm reading way more on the weekend. So I just tallied it up, and I am learning 2 hours per day on average. If you think about this, that's 15 hours per week or 60 hours per month. Now, do you think that a poor person would make more money if he or she would learn for 60 hours a month? Absolutely. So, one thing that poor people do and rich people don't, poor people watch TV, rich people learn. I have cut cable years ago. I still watch shows, but I really make sure that I learn at least 1 hour per day. Number 2, so here is mistake number 2 that poor people do that rich people don't. Poor people are getting paid for time. Rich people found a way to make money while they sleep. Now here's an interesting story, something that happened yesterday. So my son Julius turned 16, and yesterday I went with him to the DMV to get his driver's license. Now I also told him very clearly, Julius, listen, if you want to drive a car, he's getting one of the cars that I have, so he's allowed to drive the truck. I have multiple cars, that's a different story. Anyhow, I said, Julius, you need to put gas in the tank. You need to also pay me a little bit for insurance. Insurance is horribly expensive for a 16-year-old. So I said, you need to come up with a way to make money. Now, the first thing that came to his head, I was a little bit surprised by this, I must say, honestly. He said, all right, I'll get a job. And I said, okay, I'm curious. When you get a job, how much are you making? And he said, well, I'm a high school student, so probably $10 to $12. And I said, really? You know that this is not what you should be doing. And I said, you're right. I should probably help other kids, tutoring other kids, because then I get twice as much. I get $25. I said, no, you're not getting a job. Julius, you have to come up with something where you're not getting paid for time. That's an important concept that I'm teaching my kids. So he said, okay, I'll think about it. And I said, well, maybe you know something that others don't know where you can sell information, or he has a 3D printer. I said, maybe you can print something on a 3D printer that you can sell to others. The important thing is, and this is what I believe is really important, for me it's so important that I'm teaching it to my kids. Poor people are working for time. They get paid for time that they are putting in. Rich people found a way to make money while they sleep. And I want my 16-year-old son to come up with a way to make money while he sleeps. Now, quick disclaimer before we move on, he cannot trade because right now he does not have $10,000. Well, he has, but it's in a trust fund and he doesn't know about this, so shh, don't tell him. Okay, number 3 of the 5 things that poor people do that rich people don't. Number 3, poor people blame others, rich people take responsibility. See, poor people, they have the mindset, oh, it's somebody else's fault, right? It's the economy, it's the president, it's the rich, it's the banking system. Rich people ask, how can I get better? What is a way to take advantage of this situation, whatever the situation might be? One of my favorite sayings is, don't wish that it was easier, wish that you were better. Because if it was easier, everybody and his grandmother would be doing it. And this ties back to what we said previously. Rich people like to learn. They want to get better because they know when they are better, they can make the most out of every situation. So, poor people blame others. Rich people take responsibility. Number 4, poor people focus on saving. Rich people focus on investing. Poor people ask themselves all the time, how can I save some money? Would it be possible if I save $5 a day by not going to Starbucks and having my latte? And there's people out there who say, you can get rich and you can become a millionaire if you don't drink a coffee a day. No, you don't. Absolutely not, right? Don't focus on saving money. Focus on making more money. Here's what rich people do. Rich people invest in assets. Assets that make them more money. So they don't save money, they invest money. That money can start working hard for you. Now, what assets come to mind when you are investing in assets? Of course, stocks come to mind, right? Real estate. But here's two things that rich people know, two more things that they can invest them in where they actually get a much higher return than investing in stocks and real estate. Would you like to know what it is? Well, for me personally, I believe the greatest asset that you can invest in is yourself, right? And this is where it goes back to learn more, get more skills, become better, because it's not about the person, it's not about the goal, it is about becoming the person that can accomplish the goal. So I invest in myself $10,000s of dollars per year in learning, in having mentors, in getting better, and I also invest in tools. So the main difference is that rich people ask, how much is it and how much money can it make me? If I can invest $5,000 today and it can make me $50,000 in the next 3 years, let's do it, right? I mean, this is the way how rich people think, and poor people think, oh my gosh, it's $5,000, and if I invest the $5,000, I have $5,000 less. No, rich people ask, how much can it make me? All right, so number 5, what is the difference between rich people and poor people? What do poor people do that rich people don't? Number 5, poor people wish and rich people do. You already know this. If you don't change, nothing will change. Remember number 3, poor people blame others. Rich people take action. Rich people are doers. Poor people procrastinate. They say, oh, I'll do this, I'll invest in myself when the economy gets better. I invest in myself when next month. I invest in myself when I get a raise. I'll wait until what? For what? See, that's the main difference. Rich people just do it. They have faith, not only in themselves, but also in their investments. And then they see results. All right, so let me give you a quick summary of the 5 things that poor people do that rich people don't. And please score yourself. Just let me know in the comments how many of these rich people habits are you already doing. Just say 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. So let me give you the 5 things that rich people do different than poor people. Number 1, poor people watch TV. Rich people read books and learn. Number 2, poor people are getting paid for time. Rich people found a way to make money while they sleep. Number 3, poor people blame others. Rich people take responsibility. Number 4, poor people focus on savings. Rich people focus on investing. And number 5, poor people wish, rich people do. So just leave in the comments, how are you doing? Are you already at a 5 out of 5 or are you at a 3 out of 5? And then you know what you could focus on and what you could set as a goal for the next 3 weeks, for the next months, for the next 3 months, whatever you might be. All right. Let me know if you found this helpful. Make sure that you're liking this video and that you're also subscribing to this on YouTube or on Facebook, and make sure that you hit the little bell that the notifications pop up first. All right. So before I look at the comments here, because I believe that, oh my gosh, I see wonderful comments here. And I'll come back to this here in a moment. But you also know that I would like to keep these Coffee with Markus here to 30 minutes, and I'm respectful about your time. So let's talk about trading and let's talk about something else. There are 4 stages of a trader, and based on my experience, every trader is going through these 4 stages before becoming a highly profitable trader. So what are these 4 stages? And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So the 4 stages of a trader. Stage number 1, this is where most traders start, is losing a lot of money. A lot of people start out trading not knowing what they're doing, not having a system, not knowing how to limit their risk. And this is how they lose a lot of money. That is stage number 1. And it's often caused by ignorance, because these days it is so easy to become a trader. How do you become a trader? You open an account and push a few buttons, and this is how you buy and sell. And this is where traders lose a lot of money. The important thing is, once you realize that you are making a mistake, you will realize that you need a trading system. Once you have a trading system, you typically move into stage number 2, which is losing a little bit of money. But let's talk about a trading system first. What is a trading system? A trading system basically does the following 3 things. First, it tells you exactly what to trade. Secondly, it tells you when to enter a trade, when to buy or sell if you're betting on a falling market. Number 3, it tells you when to exit a trade. And there's 2 ways to exit. It's either with a profit, right? I mean, this is the idea, or with a loss. So it is very important that you have a trading system. If you need a trading system and you would like to know how I personally trade, go to mytradingroutine.com. This is where I have a quick video for you that shows you my trading system, the one that I personally use. Anyhow, so stage number 2 is losing a little bit of money, and this is where most traders are giving up. But keep this in mind. Of course, every trader wants to make a lot of money, right? But after losing a lot of money, typically stage number 2 is losing a little bit of money. And if you can do this, trust me, if you lose a little bit, it's part of your journey as a trader. Let me assure this. I mean, I have been in this phase for a few months, but trust me, you're doing better than the majority of traders. At this point, when you're losing a little bit of money, do not give up, because now you're so close to stage number 3. And what is stage number 3? In stage number 3, you're making a little bit of money. Now, you see, stage 2 and 3 is typically where your account does not move a whole lot. It goes up a little bit, it goes down a little bit. But even if it just goes up a little bit, even if it just goes from $10,000 to $10,500, once you are in stage number 3, where you make a little bit of money, your main goal is to focus on consistency. Because when you can consistently make small profits, then you will quickly go into stage 4, which is making a lot of money. Why is that? Because when you are consistently profitable, you can add money management to the mix, which is like adding fuel to the fire, which is like the turbo boost. However, it is important that you are in stage 3, that you are making some money before you add money management. Now, rate yourself and leave a comment what stage you are in. So let me just repeat the stages, and I'm curious what stage you are in. And trust me, being in stage number 2 and 3 can be the most frustrating stage. But when you are, make sure that you're sticking with what you're doing, because based on my experience, you're so close to making a lot of money. So let me repeat the stages one more time. Stage number 1, losing a lot of money. Stage number 2, losing a little bit of money. Stage number 3, making a little bit of money. And stage number 4, making a lot of money. And really, trust me, every trader that I know is going through these 4 stages. And the worst thing that you can do is giving up when you're in stage number 2 or number 3, because usually it is just a matter of weeks and you're so close to being in stage number 4. All right, is this making sense? And was this helpful? If so, please like this video, subscribe to this video, and leave a comment and let me know what stage you are in right now. And probably, hopefully, we will see in these comments that most traders are in 3, maybe in 2 and 3. And I really hope that some of you are already in stage 4, making a lot of money. All right, I hope that you enjoyed watching this show as much as I enjoyed making these shows for you. And if you know anybody who might find this video helpful, please feel free to share this video. And now I want to take a few minutes to take a look at the comments, because I really appreciate you being live here. All right, so let's see. Lorena, so good to see you here. Debbie, Harisharan, good to see you. Hello, hello. What are we learning today? A lot. I hope that you learned a lot. Brandon, ETFs? I'm not a big fan of ETFs. I personally prefer trading stocks here. And you know what? Let me write this down, because I want to spend a few minutes in one of the upcoming Coffees with Markus to talk about the difference between ETFs and stocks, and why I personally prefer stocks. So thanks for the comment here. Paul, hey, did you arrive in the UK? So good. I know that you're visiting your dad there in the UK. Please say hi to him, and I hope that you're having a great time. Eric, so good to see you. Hey, from LA. Hope to see you soon here. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Harisharan said, got out of SLCA again. Joseph, good to see you here. Let's see. Lorena says it would be wonderful to share that to kids in schools, education. And yes, this is where we are talking about don't get a job. And I believe this is one of the flaws in our school system, because both school and colleges teach kids how to get a better job. And I think that both school and colleges should also show kids what it means to be an entrepreneur, or to find a way to make money while you sleep through investing in stocks or in real estate. I do believe this is an important aspect of education that right now is not yet available in schools and college. Okay, Dev says, out of the 5 things that rich people do differently, you're 3 out of 5. That is awesome. Paul is 4 out of 5, working on 5. Congratulations. Debbie says 4 out of 5. Fantastic. Okay. You guys are awesome. I mean, you're almost there, right? I mean, probably some of you are already doing really, really well. I know this because some of you I do know personally from our events. Hey, by the way, if you would like to join us at any of our events, go to bootcamp.rockwelltrading.com. This is where we have the next dates. I believe the next event is coming up in Houston. And after this, we are going back to Florida. So the team is working on locations right now. So I believe after Texas, we are going back to Florida, and then probably back to California. And we're also looking at a few other locations, because I know that some of you had some great suggestions for locations, and the team is looking into this. All right, so regarding the stages, Sri says, Sri, do I pronounce this correctly? Stage number 3, making a little bit of money. That's awesome. David, also stage number 3. Paul, stage 3. This is awesome. Dev in stage 3 and 4. That's perfect. Clint is in 2 and 3. Okay, this is wonderful, and especially when you're in 2 and 3. It can be that you are stuck there for a few weeks or maybe even a few months. And that is absolutely okay, because trust me, in stage number 2 and 3, where you make a little bit of money or you just lose a little bit of money, you are doing way better than the majority of traders. And if you just hang in there, you will get to stage number 4, where you make a lot of money with trading. All right, cool. Raza, so good to see you here. Okay. Really appreciate it, sharing this video. And Paul says, awesome information. Raza says, might come down to Florida to see you. Is Canada in your plans? Yes and no. And here's why, Raza. I mean, Canada, I would love to come to Canada. However, it seems that it is not that easy, because even if I do a free workshop there, I need a work permit. That's what I heard. So, Raza, maybe you and I can talk about this, of how I can get a work permit for whatever province in Canada we decide to go to. It's not as easy as it sounds, right? It sounds like, hey, you know what? We were just going to Canada and do a few free boot camps. Seems that the Canadian authorities have a different idea about this. And so it would be definitely easier if you came down to Florida. But let's talk about this and let's see what we can make happen in Canada. Because I know that there's many traders in Canada. So I would love to come there and do a few boot camps. All right, time is flying when you're having fun, isn't it? Promise that usually we keep this to 30 minutes. I see that we're already online on the air for 36 minutes. So I'll let you go. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye.